edition of Seller's Corner, your go-to source for all things reselling. I'm Erin, product specialist at Vendoo, and today we're going to talk about 6 things that you can do when sales are slow on Poshmark. But before we do, let me invite you to subscribe to our channel. We publish content every week, and it's all related to Vendoo product tips, community updates, and information about how to scale and grow your resale business. When sales are slow on Posh, which sometimes they are, there's so many things you can do. Poshmark can be tough. On the good days, it's great, but with the ever-changing algorithm, current economy, and just the unsteady climate of e-commerce, it can be tough to be a reseller. But Poshmark provides so many tools to us sellers and enhanced search engine optimization on the major search engines. So here are 6 things that you can do when sales are slow on Poshmark. First, list consistently. Consistent daily listing is the key to Poshmark and most other resale platforms. It's actually better for the algorithm if you list one thing a day for 5 days consecutively than if you list 5 things on one day and then nothing for the next 4. Relisting, not copying, but actually creating a brand new, fresh listing is one of the most important things that you can do. So even if you don't have brand new things to list, you can relist. Of course, if you're a Vendoo user, with the bulk delist and relist tool, you can accomplish this in just seconds. Brand new listings go so many more places and to so many more feeds and notifications than shared listings or even copied listings do. So whether you're listing brand new or you're doing true relists, that's the first step of what to do when sales are slow. Step number 2, enhance your Poshmark descriptions for search engine optimization. While on some platforms the description field isn't searchable in the search form, Poshmark descriptions are searchable. This means that every single character in your listing description is a valuable asset because everything you have there will yield when a buyer performs a search that is similar. Most purchases do not happen by frivolous newsfeed scrolling. They happen as a direct result of a search performed by the buyer. So making sure that you have all of those words, keywords, and descriptives in your description will lead to more exposure and hopefully more sales. A Poshmark perfect description includes what the item is. You'd be surprised how many dresses don't include the word dress. We forget the simplest things. What the style name or the brand's actual name of the item is, because buyers search that way. The size type and features, material content, colors and patterns, relevant measurements, any style tags, keywords, trendy hashtags, scores, and aesthetics. And as a bonus, you might consider some promotional language, encouraging sales, explaining that you ship fast. As a rule, treat your listing descriptions as if your items are not accompanied by photos. Your descriptions should have such vivid details that you can vividly picture that item in your head even if no photos accompany it. This is a super easy way to include tons of adjectives and terms. It's also important to think like a buyer. If you were looking to yield exactly your item by performing a search, what exactly would you type in? And not you necessarily, the experienced reseller that knows all 75 shades of red, but the very basic buyer. That will help. Enhancing your descriptions will enhance your visibility, especially if you're publishing listings brand new with these edits. You'll be double dipping in amazing SEO and in the exposure of fresh new listings. Number 3 is to share. Duh, right? You know we need to share our listings on Poshmark. But how much are you sharing? At least 8,000 a day, but not more than 10. And when are you sharing? Have you tried to switch up the times to see what works best? Think about your time zone, the time zone of buyers, and the way that people use their phone. Early morning, late night, mid-afternoon, different on the workday versus the weekend. Switch it up and try different things and see if one method works better for you than another. Maximizing that sharing feature is super important. And by the way, focus just on self-shares. Community shares are not as important as Poshmark wants us to think that they are. The key is self-shares. They certainly don't hurt, and perhaps they could help to varying degrees, but nothing's as important as self-sharing your own listings as often as possible. I highly suggest considering a Poshmark bot to do this. While they're a little taboo because they're technically not allowed, they are commonly used and they will make all the difference in your exposure. Number 4, making offers to likers. Everyone loves an offer, and that's kind of the name of the Poshmark game. Your items should not be priced at your bottom line. Your items should be priced to allow for offers, negotiation, price drops, closet clear out, and everything else. When you make an offer to likers, you're required to reduce your price by at least 10% and reduce shipping by at least $1 and change. You'll see the options right on the app. Making offers to likers can be one of the best ways to make sales. In fact, when I look at my Poshmark closet stats, you can see exactly how many sales come from offers to likers, and every year consistently for me, since I've been poshing, it's been via that tool. Again, if you use an automation software, you can actually automate that. I have automated offers to likers go out 3 minutes after each like, so I can hopefully catch someone on an impulse buy while they're still on their cell phone, and so that my notification does not get buried in that sea of notifications that we all have. But again, everyone has a different strategy, and it's good to try different ones, play with them, and see what works best for you. The next thing that you can do when sales are slow on Poshmark is you can use Poshmark's new My Shoppers tool. With the My Shoppers tool, which you can access right in your settings, you can choose to add a bundle comment to groups of people in bulk. Whether it's recent likers, recent bundlers, or former buyers, you can send a message to the extent of, "Hey, I'm reaching out to my former buyers and I'm happy to offer you 20% off my entire closet this week as a thank you for supporting my small business." You can change up that verbiage, of course, to something that's more your style. But don't worry about sounding spammy. I mean, don't do this more than twice a week, but it's a tool that's there for you to use that way. While it might feel like you're being a little bit annoying, you're offering a discount. And buyers love discounts, especially the ones that have already shopped with you or have expressed clear intent in your items. And you can do it very quickly in bulk and select who you send it to right with that My Shoppers tool. If sales are slow, it's definitely something to try. The last thing that you can try when Posh sales are slow is hosting a sale. You might consider hosting a sale on your Poshmark closet. Unlike other platforms, Poshmark does not have a simple tool to accomplish this. So hosting a sale requires you to get a little bit creative with closet signs, lines in your titles, perhaps cover photos that express it, perhaps marketing on social media. I actually created another YouTube video all about several different ways to host several types of sales, and we'll link that below. So if Poshmark sales are slow, those are some things to try. I'm also going to remind you that there's a big reselling world outside of Poshmark. There are other platforms, some with much larger audiences, and others with smaller audiences that are niched to specific types of garments and categories. Explore those. Thankfully, with Vendoo, you can cross-list all of your inventory everywhere in just seconds. So if sales are slow, don't put all your eggs in Posh's basket. Try the others as well. Where do you sell your items, and what are your best Poshmark tips and tricks? Tell us below. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time, reseller friends. Happy poshing!